If I see a car that's on fire with a bubble plate, I ain't even going to piss on it to put it out. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex and we're doing something a little bit different today. We won't be working on a car. We're going to be ranking the UK's worst modification list. So we'll let it slide, which means we'll just let it go. It's not a bad mod, but we will let it slide basically. Then we got Mackie's 11 PM build. So these are like the typical boy racers going to McDonald's, slapping it on the car and thinking they're looking cool when they're not. The Alfred Final Boss. And when we think of Alfred Final Boss, it's like the tacky shit that you put in your car, and it's like first time driving your car, you think, yeah, I'm sick in it. Slapped on the car, looks good. Like AliExpress and Temu builds, you get me? Then the next one is Cool DVLA. This is where you've got the rotten stinker modifications. These ones, you need to call DVLA and get that shit off the road. You see what I'm saying? And then the last one is Scrap the Car. Now this is like obvious. It speaks itself. Scrap the car. The mod's that bad. We're not even going to look at it. We're not even going to touch it. Don't, whatever you do, put this modification on your car. It's a stinker. Just before, and a disclaimer, if you have this on your car, you can cry about it all you want. Don't go in the comments saying, oh, I like it on my car, it's different. Shut up, right? This is my opinion. Don't get your feelings hurt. This is just for YouTube. It doesn't matter. Okay, now we got that out of the way. We're going to start with our first modification. Our first mod here is stick-on bonnet vents, right? So it's your classic first time getting a car. You want it to look a bit more aggressive. You want it to look cool to impress your mates. So you go online, you go AliExpress, you get some bonnet vents. But you don't want to ruin the value of your car, you get me? So you get these stick-on vents with 3M tape. You stick that on and you think, you're sick. Yeah, like top dog, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of stick-on vents, to be honest. It's defeating the whole purpose of a vent, you know? It's the look, but no. The whole point of a vent is to let hot air out of the engine bay, and for me, I think it looks stupid. So I'm gonna have to put this one, where can I even put it? I'm gonna put it Alfred's Final Boss, because I know there's a lot more worse, like just from looking at our tier list here. There's a lot worse coming up, so I'm gonna have to start it off in the middle. It only seems fair. Okay, our next mod, tinted headlights or rear lights. So when I first got my Fiesta, I wanted the murdered out look. Everybody likes a murdered out car, no matter if it's a Ford KA or a G80 M3. You know, like having a car that's murdered out looks sick. And to get that look, you got to obviously tint them headlights. But this shit, let's just be honest. It blocks out all the light. You can't really see your indicators. It does look good-ish, but it can get tacky like really quick. Like if you've got a car that's white and you tint it, I don't know. For me, it's just a no-go. But I don't think it's that bad. So I'm going to have to stick it in the 11 PM build, because I see a lot of cars going to the drive-through with the tinted headlights. First-time drivers tinting the lights, thinking they're bad boys, you know? But yeah. Oh, just fired. Next up on the list, we've got a universal splitter kit. So you probably see this a lot at car shows. So people don't want to spend the money to get a proper splitter kit from Maximum Design, so they go for the cheap route of getting a universal one. So if you aren't aware, it's basically like you got the bottom lip, then you got the corner bits that sit around the front end of your bumper, so you can adjust it to any size bumper. Well, the whole point of being universal, but yeah, I think they look absolutely dog shite from the fact only because the ABS plastic looks gash. Like at least with like Maxton and like TRS, or is it TRS? I can't remember what the other company's called now. TRC? I think it's TRC. I don't know. There's a lot more other companies that have proper splitter kits, or you know, that kind of stuff that is designed to fit your make and model of car. This is just rubbish. I think it looks awful. I'm not going to say it's as bad as having to call DVLA, but I still think it's worse than them stick-on bonnet vents, because they are awful. So bad. So yeah, I'm going to stick it just one higher above on Alfred's Final Boss. On to the next one. Oh yeah, this is the one that people are going to actually get a bit ragey about, I reckon. But F1 lights. Now, you usually see these F1 lights on like an M140i Cuzzy, you know, one of those cars. I don't think it suits a car whatsoever. It's designed for an F1 car, but then they put it on like a little hot hatch or a fucking BMW or something like that. I just, it's just awful. I've even seen Fiestas with F1 lights, and I just think, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're ruining it, you know? I'm gonna have to put a cool DVLA. Like, it's just awful. I just don't think it suits any cars. The back end of it just looks stupid. You're not an F1 car, bro. What are you trying to do, right? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. People are gonna get upset, like, but at the end of the day, an F1 light, nah, gash, in the bin. This one I absolutely do hate, and you see it on a lot of show builds where they have these massive, like, bullet-looking, you know, like spikes coming from the wheels. How this is road legal, I don't know, because like it makes no sense. How is it? You're literally gonna like hurt someone with that, you know? If you can't have a wheel that sticks out too far, but you got them bloody things hanging out for your wheel nuts, it's just stupid. I think I'm gonna have to put it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, right. I'm sorry. Okay, scrap your car. That thing looks awful. I'm sorry to anyone I offend. Actually, no, I'm not. They look shit. Anyway, next thing. So we've got rubber bands, which stretch tyres. Now, a lot of show builds will get stretch tyres to get that perfect fitment. Now, I do think, whilst I don't like a stretch tyre setup, because I'm used to the track cars and I like a meaty tyre, I don't think it's that bad. Let's be honest, because like, a lot of people go through a lot of hassle to get the bagged look or the slam look or the tucked look. You see what I mean? And the only way you can achieve it is by stretching a tyre. Whilst I think you're ruining it, I still think fair play. Like, I've seen a lot of nice cars that I could say, right, fair play. When you do it right, it looks nice. So I think that's the first one I'm gonna have to put in, saying we'll let it slide. Purely from the fact when we're talking about proper builds, like, you know, proper builds where even like when it sits on the rim, I think it looks nice. Next up, right, that one I'm not even going to speak of. That's going straight and scrap the car. If I see a car that's on fire with a bubble plate, I ain't even going to piss on it to put it out. That is like the stupid. Why? Why on earth would you want bubble plates on your car? Absolute gash. I haven't seen a car with a bubble plate yet, but when I do, I'm keying it. Next one. Lambo doors. Like I said again, show car. Alright, cool. But I haven't seen a real like nice car with Lambo doors. And I've seen a lot of people, like, I seen a bloke at a car show once driving around with his son in the seat with the doors open whilst he was smoking a fag with his 13-year-old kid in the car. And the police pulled him over saying, you look like a dick. Which he did. So to me, I think if it's done properly, yes, some cars look nice, but the wing doors, I'm gonna have to put it as like that, just below the tinted lights, because I ain't a fan of it. I'm sorry if you spent all that money on those Lambo doors. It's shit. Oh god. Oh no. You know you've seen these on your nan's KA or your bloody Nissan Micros. These things, they're like eyelashes. Awful. Absolutely rancid. I don't know how, like, you see them on Marketplace with like these eyelashes on the headlights. They look gash. Just awful. I think I have to put it in scrap it, you know. I think I'm gonna put it one above. I still don't think it's as bad as those spiky wheel nuts, but like, oh man, it's gash. Who in their right mind is gonna put eyelashes on a car? Okay, right, now we're on to this one. At first, chameleon tint, I think it looked alright. You got that nice blue, kind of like tealy looking chameleon tint. It looked alright. But now when the orange oil slicky one came out, BMW, Volkswagen, BMW, Bentleys, the list goes on. And you go to car meets and you just see every car with this orange chameleon tint. I think it looks awful. And you've got like these 50-year-old blokes, chameleon tint in there, they cannot, like their economy cars, going around with that on their car. It's rough, mate. I am going to have to put it in Halford's Final Boss. because it is. But I think I'm gonna have to put it above the stick-on plates. Actually, no. Do you know what? Sod it. I ain't sorry. Put it there. Put him back, because I think it looks awful. Like, once people wake up and realise chameleon tint and they're in the bin, thank God, because it's awful. I ain't never doing that. And even worse, I'm gonna go on an outrageous rant. Like when they wrap the entire car, like when the back windows and stuff, it's awful. If you've got chameleon scent, peel it off right knee. Because one, the police don't like it, and two, you just look like a knob. And you go, oh, but it's legal if it's over 85%. No, just rip it off. Anyway, wind deflectors. This is like your typical like first mod that you do to a car, and like I know that some people don't struggle with it, but the majority of them do, and they end up falling out and they scratch windows and all sorts. Like I personally don't think it's alright. I think it's definitely a Halford's final boss. Actually no, I'll probably say it's more like, nah. I was gonna put it in 11 PM build and say it's not too bad, but nah. Carbon vinyl wrap, pretty decent. Like, and it doesn't not look like a vinyl wrap. It does generally look like carbon, not the tacky stuff, like the actual proper stuff. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in. We'll let it slide, purely because it's not too bad. Like, not the cheapy kind of stuff. I'm gonna put it above stretch tires, but the cheapy stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're getting from like eBay. That stuff sucks, but like you can get some proper carbon stuff that generally looks like carbon. I'll pretty much let that slide. So we've got like the sharp thin car nuts that you have on the front end of your bumper. Now I see a lot of people do this, and I think it looks awful. It's it's different if you've got like a proper like time attack car and those things are beneficial. It looks good. But I just think there's these people that get your economy cars, like, and they just stick them on. Like, you've got a Corsa and you've just stuck some bloody car nuts on the front of your car. Yeah, that's definitely going cool DVLA. I ain't having that. Oh, that one's going straight in. I hate when people do this. They put the little stick figure family on where they got the husband, the wife, 3 daughters, 2 kids, got a dog, got a cousin on there. Why on earth? It's like, don't put that on your car. No one cares about your stick figure family. And then people get stickers for that sticker. That's even worse. Right. This one you might not know from the photo, but it's family friendly vinyls or liveries. So like, you know, you go to Ford Fair, I've been, you know what it's like. They got these family friendly, they got Paw Patrol, they got like the Hulk vinyled on there, you've got Family Guy. I don't think it's too bad if you're like a company promoting your wrapping company, like the vinyl company. I think that's quite good. But to have like your normal daily driver with like Joker on there, let's chuck that in there. You know, when you got the Harley Quinn and all that. Oh man, I hate that. I hate it so much. I'm gonna have to put it in Cool DVLA, but I still think it's not as bad as the F1 Lite. Right, now we got the exotic plates, and when I say that, it's like the Lambo plates. You got like the diamond cut ones. I think they look bad if they're not on like a high-end car, like a Lambo. Obviously, the whole point of that was the Lambo plates. When you're putting it on a normal everyday car, they look gash, but I still don't think they're as bad as anything on that list so far. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in Halford's final boss, but I don't know where I'm gonna put it now. I want to say it's gonna be a bit better than that Universal splitter kit, but it's not anything better than Chameleon Tint, because that it sucks. Do you know what, actually I'm gonna put that down there. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Actually, I'm putting it in Cool DVLA. You know why? Because it's shit. Okay, so now we got these tacky, horrible little quick release, like, I don't even know what they are. Quick release things? They're like a little rubber band with 2 little nuts on it. They're awful. Aesthetic. Like, they're only putting that on there to think it looks good. I think it looks crap. So I think it's going to have to be... Yeah, I'll put it there. It's going to be just below Lambo doors, the 11 PM McDonald's builds, because you see a lot of them like first time drivers modifying their cars, and they don't want to get caught modifying the car, but they put that on there thinking, oh mate, Have you seen that? It's a quick release. That's sick. Rubbish. Get in the bin. Typical Fiesta driver. Putting this in. Yeah. Pop and bang maps. When we say pop and bang maps, we're looking at just the actual pop and bang maps. We're not talking about like two-step, or we're talking about overruns or all that kind of stuff. Because my Fiesta has an overrun. I don't mind how that sounds. It's just a typical pop and bang. You know, where it's like literally like a dap of the throttle and it goes bang straight away. I don't like that. I had a friend who actually had a K1. And we called it the K147 because literally everywhere you would drive, it would bang, bang, bang. You could literally swap from like first to second and it would launch the biggest flame I have ever seen come out of an exhaust. But yeah, like something like that would be frustrating as a daily driver. But if we're talking about the difference between like an Omex limiter on a Fiesta and we're talking about an R35 Skyline GTR with a pop and bang map, that's different. Do you know what I mean? Like when you see those massive tips that are bigger than my head popping flames out that are like this long, that's good. I like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put it, yeah, I think it's gonna be no, I think it's a bit better than Lambo doors. I'm going to put it in Mackie's 11 p.m. build because I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about that, saying, oh, Papa Bang, it's the worst bloody thing in the world, like that. But it's not actually that bad, let's be honest. It's bad when you sit at a car meet when you've got like a 12-year-old revving the car, but there's a lot worse. Like, you look at this list, I think personally that there's a lot worse. On to the next one. So now we've got proper stancy boys. And when I mean stance, like camber, we're talking about like ridiculous. We're not talking about just like 2 to 3 degrees of camber. We're talking like to the point where the inside of that tire is like 7 degrees of camber. I think if you've got a dedicated show car or a drift car or a track car, it's not too bad. But I think probably to the point where you're getting like way past over 8 degrees and it's like the wheels are like that, where it's looking like a triangle. I just don't see the benefits. I mean, it does, you're scraping your oil pan along the floor, yeah, but I don't know. For me, I just don't see why you'd want to ruin your car. So I think I'm gonna have to put it as yeah, I'm gonna have to put it 11 p.m. car build, 11 p.m. McDonald's build. Next we got the race check, which is where you put in your OBD and you map the car. I think it's absolutely stupid. Like a lot of people think, oh, it's easy, I can remap my car, yay. But it's not like an actual base file for that car. I think you're just ruining your car by doing that. So I think you're gonna have to put it in called DVLA. All right, here we go. What we got next? We got the little dice you got, you know, and you get, oh mate, I seen a car, I was at a car show a little while back and they had the little like yellow willies on there. Mate, what you doing? Get help, mate. Honestly, like talk to someone, because like it's rubbish. But when we're talking like the dice, I don't think it's too bad until, you know, there's metal on that and some of them, and like they ended up getting like rusted on, and then you can't get the actual things off, and then you have to take your valves out because they've rusted over. Do you see what I mean? Because it's metal on a metal. I think it's bad, but it's not that bad. So I think I'm gonna have to put it above Alfred's Final Boss, and then put it above the Lambo plates because it's not actually that bad. Right, here we go. We've got sticker bombing. I know exactly where this one's getting. It's going next to your stick figure family. Who, why, and why on earth would you want to sticker bomb a car? You see these cars that are just sticker bombed on the rear window, or like they got a wing that's been rusty. Rather than buying a new wing, they just chuck a load of bloody stickers all over it and think, yeah, it's mint, mate. Yeah, it's mint. No. Don't do that. Scrap it. Chuck it in the bin or get a proper part. Now we've got these little, I think everyone's tried these. They're called a turbo whistle. If you don't know what a turbo whistle is, you basically pop it in the back end of your exhaust and you tighten it on and it basically like whistles along. And yeah, why on earth would you want to do that? I don't know, because it doesn't make any noise. Like, I know people have tested certain ones. I just think they're rubbish, man. I just think like they're definitely called DVLA, and I think they're actually worse than the chameleon tint, and I don't like chameleon tint. But I'm gonna have to put it there because it's on the border of scrap your car and called DVLA, so I'm gonna have to put it there. We've got Underglow. Okay, right. So I only put this in here because there's a lot of people that do Underglow kits that are actually decent. But if you've got a car that's done it and it looks proper, like if you've got like a JDM car and you've put Underglow underneath it, fair play to you, that looks sick. But you know when like people start putting in their grills and shit, like, oh mate, oh, rubbish. Don't do it. But I'm gonna have to put it on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in Let It Slide because I like Underglow. I think it looks good. You get like little drift cars coming to meets and stuff. Yeah, I think it looks good to be fair. So I think we're gonna put it in Let It Slide. Oh, right. This is another Ford owner one. Engine dress up is crap. I ate it. All right, so I'm gonna have to put it straight in. Do you know what? I actually. Yeah, I still say the. No. Yeah. I still think it's going to be below the spiky tyres, and then they'll probably work the spiky tyres, spiky wheel nuts. The engine dress up's awful, but then I think it's probably worse than that. Actually, I think it's all the way down past sticker bomb. You know, nah, it's got to be the worst, man. I'm telling you, like, it's rubbish. Why on earth, man? Oh, you know, like you get those engine dress ups and you've got like all these superheroes on it. If you have engine dress up in your car and you've fully committed and you've got hydro dip everywhere on your engine cover, your battery tray, your things, check that guy's hard drive. All right, we've got pinstripe. Pinstripe done properly looks decent, but when it's like tacky, it looks awful. It definitely could make the look of the car a lot better. But yeah, I think it's not actually that bad. I think I'm going to have to put it above the tinted headlights. It's not at We'll Let It Slide level, but Mackie's 11 PM build, I think that's alright. Oh my god. You know when you get those like universal flaps you can get for the mud flaps, and like you think, oh yeah, it's cool. Don't lie, because we've all thought about it, yeah, when we first started driving, putting rally flaps on it. And it just thinks, yeah, I'll be like a bad boy. You think you're like Tommy Macadin all of a sudden when you got these rally flaps on, like, you know, like you haven't got like a bloody off-roading all-wheel drive car, so why have you got it, you know? So I think really I'm gonna have to put it in. I'm gonna have to put it in scrap it because I don't think it's that good. I think, to be fair, it's probably not as bad as the eyelashes, but it's above the bubble plate. I think that's where it's gonna sit. So we're on the last one now, and I don't think you can read it properly, but it says locally hated. Right. I don't know why on earth people put stickers like this on there, because like nobody knows who you are. Like, oh yeah, put locally hated sticker. People hate me. Bruv, no one knows you. What have you put that on your car? You look like an idiot. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to finish it off and put it right at the bottom because it's absolutely gash. I hate when people have like these enormous stickers on the back of their windscreen and think, yeah, cool, innit? You know, some are right, but most aren't. So that's my tier list. Obviously, if you agree, make sure you drop a comment down below saying, yes, Alex, you're a legend. If you don't, comment what you reckon should go above and what should go below. And if you have enjoyed this video, and I get, say, I don't know, 50 likes, I'll do another tier list of the UK mods again. Or I might do American mods. I don't know, it's up to you guys. So if you guys have enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. So I'll see you later.